Hi there, Capricorn. Welcome to your end of February 2025 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Whoa. Let me just take this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Okay. Alrighty. The heart of the matter is the High Priestess, which is a card of tuning into your higher self. It's funny, this deck is very faithful to the Rider-Waite deck, but I really was looking at the back. Somebody told me that those are pomegranates but I'm trying to think of the Rider-Waite deck, like how they show the High Priestess. I mean, I know the image of the High Priestess, but it's not exactly like this. So anyway, this is a card of, and I think pomegranates are connected to wisdom or something like that. This is about tuning into your higher self rather than your mundane mind. This could simply mean that you could be doing anything from beginning meditation, studying metaphysics. Maybe you are training for something that has a spiritual connection to it. Maybe there's a matter that's kind of heightened your intuition, where you feel like there's something that is not being said in that situation. In the past position, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of give and take. It's also one of the inheritance cards. I would say the Ten of Pentacles is the top one, but certainly the Six of Pentacles. But anything about an equal energy exchange, or in some cases, you have, like in this case, a person who is giving to those in need. But this is an example of that. Like, for instance, let's say, because I hope no Capricorn will hold it against me, but I don't think of Capricorn as like one of the most outwardly generous signs. Like, just like at a drop of a hat, a Capricorn person will open up their wallet. And one reason why is they respect money. They don't want to waste. I mean, that's the Saturnian part of Capricorn. Now, I can serve. That's your motto, not waste. So, but I have found, because a Capricorn person helped me, and I wasn't even related to them, but I was connected to their family member, and they didn't even have that much to give, but they did give. And that's the kind of generosity that Capricorn people do have, that within themselves. If they feel connected to that other person, maybe through family or through a relationship that they're in. And yet, you may be helping somebody who is preying on your kind intentions. And I almost hate to say that, because, Capricorn people tend to be a little bit cynical sometimes about people's motivations. And I don't want to add to it, because I have Mars in Capricorn. So I kind of know the drill. But anyway, the point is that the High Priestess can be somebody who's really starting to see that their assistance may be in a way to somebody that's not being totally honest. And also, this can even be in the workplace, where you're willing to, you raise your hand and say, I'll, chip in and work longer hours because I don't want this business to go under. And yet, there, it might not be what you think it is. There might be half truths that are being told to you so that they can get you to do what they want you to do. The higher message is the Knight of Cups. And you know what's really funny? Because this is the deck, I think it's, I don't know what it's called. It's like Witch's Tarot or something with the word witch in it. And it's very faithful to Rider Waite, but it has diversity of images, and it also has, it's diverse, but it has no men. That's not very diverse on that front. But one thing that kind of like jumped out at me when I saw this version is almost like a woman giving to herself what she would want some person to give to her, like a white knight to give to her. So I really read that as self-love. And sometimes with these cards, we can use them as a springboard for whatever intuitive hits come into our consciousness. So I don't typically do that. I tend to be very like, literal with the card meanings, but I thought that was just kind of interesting because this position is actually a spiritual position. So when we talk about Knight of Cups, I would also say, if, for instance, you're a woman and you have felt like you've been taken advantage in a relationship by a man that you may have, given money to, made dinner for, and like you thought that they were really struggling and you wanted to help them, is that you deserve to also be taken care of. That it's not a one-way street. Maybe you're so used to taking care of business in your life in one way or the other that you forget that you are deserving of care as well from a partner. And I'm not saying anything about keeping books and saying, okay, well, I bought you dinner, now you have to do this and da 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 da. No, but just this idea that you don't have to do it all. What crosses you is the Emperor. This is connected to the sign of Aries. So if you have a wayward Aries person in your life, then I guess that's this. I always have thought that the Emperor was more of a Capricorn card. I don't see Aries people as emperors, although all the cardinal signs, and both you and Aries are cardinal signs, can be, have those leadership qualities and be in those types of positions. But this is about something maybe in your life where you are not really in control. And I think that my feeling is with Capricorn people is that a lot of times you have been, you're very like professional and able to take care of business and achieve things professionally, and then in your private life that's where everything can be problematic. And that makes a lot of sense because it's easier to control career stuff than personal relationships. And anyway, another thing too is the Emperor can be the father. So if you've had any father wounds, that can also be quite detrimental in a lot of ways because it can, for instance, in the workplace, it can either intimidate somebody into agreeing to do things that they really don't want to do and they really don't think are fair for them to have to do, or it can make someone rebellious against those types of figures. And in some cases, maybe they harbor a lot of resentment. And also, well, I think a big thing is with, like, for instance, if a woman picks a man who you would see as weak, I'm not saying a man who's not working is weak or anything like that. I'm talking about a man that is dependent, constantly dependent, that you feel in control of that situation, but it's not control. It's an illusion of control because you're not going to respect that person in the long run. And that's going to, it's not going to be an equal relationship. It's going to be a very, like a parent-child relationship. And there's going to be a lot of at some point, it's going to break wide open, and you're going to see that it doesn't work like that, that it's dysfunctional. What's coming in is the Six of Swords, leaving behind the drama and choosing peace. So it isn't about, like, I mean, like, let's say you're in a relationship and you feel that it's a one-way street. You can, go out in a blaze of glory, or whatever you want to call it, where you're just like, um, so angry that you tolerated something for so long, and then you finally realize what's going on. But you can just do it low key too. You don't have to do that, because if anytime that you invest that amount of energy into a situation, it's like it prolongs it, it enlarges it, and that's the opposite of peace. The outcome card is the Empress. This is a card that is connected to Venus, and that's that symbol within the heart. It's a card of the divine feminine. It's a card of motherhood, of creativity, and abundance. So if there's some kind of a job change that you feel like you need to, like, transition, on the other side is the Empress card. But also opening yourself to becoming that version of yourself that you want to be. Because even, like, for not to this is not meant to exclude men, but just to mention to women, the Emperor could be a facet of you that you're, like, in that masculine energy and not in the feminine energy. Not that you have to be uh, anything all the time. It actually should be more balanced. This is true for men as well. And that you can allow yourself. That's why I was saying it's like right below the Knight of Cups. You can allow yourself to be in that energy where you don't have to always be like the one who is doing it all, the one who is giving it all. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.